Aloha, Sharks fans. Welcome back to Sharks Weekly, your inside look at Hawaii Pacific University athletics, right here on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. We're live from HPU in Manoa, powered by DSE Hawaii, and today we're talking HPU men's soccer. The Sharks are off to a strong start to the season, sitting at 1-0-1. After tying with St. Martin's to open the year and following it up with a big win against Simon Fraser. It might have been the other way around. But joining me today is head coach Chris Fisher, who's entering his 16th season at the helm, along with two Shark players who've already made their mark this season, forward Kelly Takara and outside back Jackson Palladino. Jackson scored the very first goal of the season for the Sharks, and Kelly continues to be a dangerous presence up top. Welcome to the show, guys. But before we start, I want to bring in Paul Breck, our in-studio producer. How are you doing today, Paul?
I'm doing well. Excited to have these guys in here. We have a veteran. We've got a couple of veterans. We've got a new face, and we've got an awesome start to the season. So what more could you want than a positive start to chat about and some pretty fun folks to have in our presence? So excited to see where the conversation leads us today.
Yeah, so Coach, let's talk a little bit about that first two matches. You guys are on the road, and what those first two matches mean for the team.
So we started with Simon Fraser.
My apologies.
It's okay. Simon Fraser is traditionally a powerhouse from Vancouver, Canada. We've played them many times in the past and lost every single time. So to start the season with a big team and a good tie, I'd say we actually had I think our chances to win the game, which was really positive. I think we got a little bit tired in the second half. We were short maybe some bodies because we were on the road, but we managed to just keep it 1-1, and it was a good start to the season.
Yeah. And coming off of off-season, Kelly, how does that feel for you guys, getting your first win on the road? It's never easy when you have to go on the road, right? First couple games.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant way to start off the season. Now, once you get that first tie and then the win, now you feel like you guys can win every game. You already got over that hump. So to get it out the way very early is very confident in this group that we can continue to get those wins and continue to do good.
And Jackson, big first goal, right? Let's talk a little bit about that. That was actually your first goal of your college career.
Yeah. First goal of college career. I mean, as an outside back, you don't get a lot of opportunities in front of goal. So when that ball came over and I got in front of the net, I was like, there's only one thing to do here. You got to shoot it. Because these opportunities don't come often. So to get the first goal in one of the first games of the season was an awesome accomplishment for me. And I'm hoping that can carry on throughout the season. More opportunities to get some shots on goal and create opportunities.
And you're a transfer, right?
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about where you transferred from, how that experience was, and how your experience now is in Hawaii?
Yeah, so I transferred from Merrimack College in North Andover, Massachusetts. And I was there for 2 years, playing outside back as well. And I mean, I had a lot of fun, great group of guys. But I was ready for a change. I always wanted to go somewhere beautiful and enjoy soccer. And for a little bit at my previous school, I started to fall out of love with the game. And I really just needed to change. And I was looking at schools in Florida, California, and was in the portal, not exactly sure what I wanted to do. And one of my now teammates here at HPU, Dylan Barrera, he was also with me at Merrimack. And he transferred here in the fall of 2024. And so I texted him. I said, hey, how's your experience been? How is it? What do you think? And he only had great things to say about the coaching staff, the team. And, it's a big change from Boston to Hawaii. I'm like, that's a far flight. There's a lot. That's a big step. And it was very late in the process. It was early December once I reached out, and the spring semester started early January. And I was going back and forth, not sure what to do. And then kind of randomly, after getting the offer to come here, about 4 days before I was supposed to fly out to come, I said, I'll do it, let's do it. And I booked my flight and flew out 4 days later. Didn't have housing at the time, a lot of uncertainty. Obviously, parents are like, what are you doing? I was like, this feels right. And so far, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Love that. And Kelly, let's go back to you. You talked a little bit about your first experiences with Jackson. Let's bring that into the show a little bit and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson being from Massachusetts, he came in to the team with a different kind of attitude and apparel. One of the first couple times I met him, we were on this kind of like boat cruise out in Alamana just for the soccer boys and getting to know each other. And we get out in the ocean right outside Alamana and we anchor. And Jackson comes out wearing a turtle necklace, wooden turtle necklace he probably got from ABC store. Also some PacSun 5-inch bright striped like swim shorts. And I immediately told him, you need to go to Savers or Goodwill or somewhere and get some new board shorts because that will not fly around here. And I told him he has to take off that necklace. That is absolutely crazy. Especially now that he's going to live here. I told him that's unacceptable.
So where's the necklace now?
So unfortunately, I had the necklace all semester, and my dog ended up running away, and I had to chase after it. And when I got home, I looked down, and my favorite necklace is gone. And I went out and searched for it, and it's gone in the woods in Massachusetts. I think Kelly seems to be happy about it.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
It's what's best for him. But
yeah, I'm very glad his dog ran away. And the outcome was the necklace losing it. Great thing is though, Jackson found the dog, so
the dog is fine. The dog is well.
Right.
She's okay.
Win-win situation, you know.
Sounds like one, I guess. Speaking of new additions, let's talk a little bit about, you brought in a new assistant coach, and then we also have Josh returning from last year. How have those been kind of fundamental into your guys' season this so far?
Yeah, Cooper Bowen, he's from Georgia. He moved over here with his girlfriend, and we needed a goalkeeper coach, which we haven't had for a couple of years. And so he's young and excited, and he fills in a need that Coach Joshua and I really needed. Joshua, as everyone knows, is extremely motivated, and he wants to become a Division I coach. And so the 16 years that I've been here, those are the type of guys I want to bring into the program that are really hungry, that want to learn, that get a lot accomplished. And so he's been incredible since we've had him.
Yeah, he definitely seems keeps you young, right?
He does, yes.
Yeah. What have your guys' experience been with these two coaches? I know you guys are not goalkeepers, but how has your guys' experiences been with Coach Chris and
Kelly? Kelly actually was a goalkeeper. I used to coach him a few years ago.
Long time ago. Past that phase of my life. But Coach Josh is very motivating, and he's very brutally honest. He'll call you out on if you're not trying hard, which is good. He keeps you accountable. Coach Coop is something new. It's from Georgia. He brings a lot of sayings with him that I don't understand. He also said crocodile tastes really good, which I've yet to believe. So, I mean, hopefully one day I can try crocodile, but he said it tastes like expensive chicken. So he's very interesting. I'm learning a lot of different things and cultures from this guy, but very glad to have him around.
Yeah, I mean, one of my passion with Coach Coop is we pull up to our game against Whitworth, and I look over in the van, and it's Michael Jackson being blasted in the car, and it's Cooper dancing in the car to Michael Jackson, has his hat down, and I think that's just energy that we want to bring to our games, which is really nice. And with Coach Josh, the amount of work that he puts in for our team, I mean, moving away from California and his newly fiance, and just how much he cares about our team, and the amount of work that he puts in for us is really appreciated. Really appreciated from us, and with Coach Fisher as well. Just how they work together, it's been really nice because they seem to be a really well-oiled team.
Yeah, it sounds like you really got a good group working with these young guys.
Yes.
What about the other players that you brought in? Is there any players that you're excited about seeing more from, developing a little bit more?
Yeah, there's a lot of players that we're excited about. I mean, we brought in I don't know how many local freshmen that
I want to say 4 or 5.
4 or 5 local freshmen that we're just getting started in the year, and so guys are going to get their opportunities here. So those freshmen included, I want to see what they can bring to the table. We brought in some transfers, a couple from McKendree, Ollie and Paul that have already made an impact. Pedro Ashley that transferred in from Biola. He scored our first goal against Simon Fraser early in the game that got us going. We got Yoni from your old school Hartnell that he had some complications, so he wasn't able to travel with us, but this Saturday night we'll see what they can bring. He's cleared, ready to go.
Yes,
Hartnell finally got the transcripts over to us.
So before we take a quick commercial break, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but before we go, if you have any questions, please feel free to text them in at 808-888-5481. Hawaii Pacific University Athletics is sponsored by Suihiro Electric. At DSC Hawaii, we are dedicated to constantly providing work in the most efficient manner. With over 3 decades of experience and expertise in the electrical industry under our belt, we have worked tirelessly to ensure that our performance represents our company mission, providing customer value. We'll be right back after this break.
You're listening to Sharks Weekly on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network's 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Sharks Weekly on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Still joined by head coach Chris Fisher and players Kelly Takara and Jackson Palladino. Coach, 16 years is a long time. Let's talk a little bit about your experience and what maybe excites you about this team this year.
Yeah, 16 years. When you say that, it does sound like a long time. And yeah, I've had some great teams in the past and great experiences, obviously. This year's team, I can honestly say, I believe has more depth than any team I've had in the last 16 years. And it seems like the last few years, we really do need that depth. I mean, top to bottom, we have guys that we can put in the game, and I feel really comfortable about them succeeding. And we have not had that in the last 16 years that I've been here. So
sorry if I put you on the spot there. Kelly, this is your junior year, correct? So how has that transition kind of going into upperclassmen, taking on more of a leadership role, and who do you feel like have really stepped up alongside you in that leadership role?
So I kind of stepped into more of a leadership role going into my junior year, which I'm happy with. I like being the example. I like trying to keep people accountable and push them to be their best, just so the team does well. Some other people that have been stepping up, I would say Dylan, Barrera, and Dennis, they have been captains before, but I feel like they're pushing me and I'm pushing them to always be the best and try and raise the level of practices or games or just the team atmosphere and trying to keep everyone connected. But I'm very excited that Coach Fisher and Coach Joshua gave me this opportunity to be more of a leadership role. And I think there's only best things to come from it.
Yeah. And I thought Dennis was a senior last year.
He's been a senior for the last 3 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how do you know how that works?
He had an ACL, he had COVID, and he's now getting his master's. So he's been here for 6 years, I believe.
Yeah, I thought we had a senior night for him last year. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Jackson, your transition into HPU soccer, and how the guys have been kind of welcoming and the environment that you've stepped into. We talked a little bit outside, but let's talk about the field play.
Yeah, so I came in January last year, and it was a different experience. I think we had a lot of guys graduate, so we only had 10, 11 guys training. So I went from a team with like 35, 40 guys to 10, 11, and that was a big change to me. It felt like a private training, but we really worked very hard and accomplished a lot in those 10, 11, with those 10, 11 guys. I think we created a great culture, and that was something that I was really looking for. It's a team that was all motivated and really wanted to come together and do well for the team. And then coming into the fall, bringing on 14 new guys. Did we bring around?
We got 29, so yeah.
Yeah, 14 new guys. Just everyone's new, and we were really able to bond, especially on these trips.
So 2 things, Coach. Let's talk a little bit more about culture. and what the identity of this team you're looking at this year. Because I saw you in the kitchen a couple times cooking, so let's talk about how you've been building that culture this year.
Seeing where
Not
you're
knowing
going with
how
that
to
one.
use the oven, but anyway.
Okay. Culture is extremely important, I think, in all sports right now, and that's we make it a priority for our team. I think Coach Josh likes to say we want to extract every last ounce of energy we can every single day, and we really do want to improve every day that we're out there. And I think so far we have. I mean, us coaches have implemented a lot of training, a lot of just getting guys to understand what we want to see from them, and we're starting to see that pay off out on the field.
Yeah. And what is, I guess, one word that you would want to describe this Sharks team this year, like identity-wise, culture-wise?
Family. Yeah, we say family every break, and yeah, that's what we want to see.
I love that. And then Jackson and Kelly, talking about family, you guys go on these road trips. You guys are usually gone a week, 2 weeks, right? Getting a couple games. How was your guys' first road trip? Whoever wants to start.
Jackson will love to talk about his ride up from LAX to Santa Barbara in the all locals car. Yeah.
Yeah, so in me and Coach Fisher's car, it was a lot of the local boys. And me not being from here, some of the terminology and how they view things is very different from how I view everything. I mean, as we're driving, I'm looking at the
For
houses.
context, we were driving from LAX to Santa Barbara along the Pacific Coast Highway.
And the whole time it's like, so specifically it was Royal, Alex, Tyson, yeah, all those guys. And we're driving.
I think Kaliko's in there too, right?
Kaliko was in there as well. Yep. Just a lot of Hawaiian boys, and the whole time we're going, it's we could bomb off that. I wonder if there's fish in there. Look at that shore break. Just the whole entire time, and I thought it was so funny.
And so now you know all the local
Now I know
terminologies.
all the local things. Yeah.
He's slowly being part of our locals group. He's slowly being added in. We're still a little cautious because if he pulls up with a turtle necklace again, we might have to kick him to the curb. But he's slowly being accepted. We were watching the new, what was it called? Chief of War. We're watching that on the road trip for a little bit. Jackson was learning a lot of new things.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was very fun. It was very exciting.
Another funny thing was there's a tiny pool at the hotel, and all these guys decided that they were going to go bomb off the.
Can you explain what bomb means?
Kelly, can you explain what a bomb is?
Well, bombing is just jumping in, right? You have like the suicide or Manu, different types. You jump into the water and see who has the biggest splash, pretty much, who can get the highest, right? We had a little time to kill before dinner one time, and we spent about an hour jumping into about a 3 to 5 foot pool in depth. So it wasn't very big at all. We get very creative. We have a good time. But yeah, Jackson walked out and he was like, "What are you guys doing?" And we had to explain to him what we were doing. But I think we probably emptied out maybe half of the water in the pool.
Sounds like a very fun and safe environment.
I'm glad I just didn't get a call from the manager.
The manager or the boss? Or both?
Both, yeah.
Have you taken him to Walls yet and had him bomb off of there?
We've taken him to a couple of the beaches, but not Walls yet.
I've been trying to learn.
We definitely take him to some beaches, but the more he wears those PacSun shorts, the more we don't want to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess we got to get you some new shorts. Maybe some shark shorts. What do you think?
Maybe,
Yeah. Maybe an endorsement. Let's talk a little bit about the defensive perspective and what's been the biggest emphasis coming from both the coaches for both of you guys.
Well, I think our culture is family.
Yeah.
So that carries on from off the field to on the field. When we are defending, we don't want to be individuals. We want to be a collective, one group, one entity, like a family. So we want everyone to get behind the ball and be together, have tight lines, be pressing together, and just be very connected. So I think the word family is almost spot on in a lot of cases with how we play and our identity on the field.
Yeah, and we work a lot with our back four. A lot of the times, the offensive guys will go on one side of the field, they'll do finishing, and the defenders be taken to another part of the field, and we kind of just work on being a collective, moving forward together, dropping together, communicating. We have meetings with just the defensive group to go over how we're going to play and how we're going to game plan for that game, how the other team's shape is looking, and how we can best set ourselves up for success in the games to come.
Sounds like a lot of film as well, right?
Definitely. Coach Josh, Coach Fisher, love the film.
So, going back to the family perspective, what is you guys' individual goals for this season, and then team goal?
I would say individual goal would be to, again, extract every loss, every last drop of potential. So whether that's score a lot of goals, whether it's get assists, whether it's get just wins. For me, I would love to have no regrets. So not looking back on the field and be like, I could have made that extra sprint for the ball. I could have maybe passed the ball a little bit better to my teammates, set them up for a better chance, that kind of thing. So for me, that's my personal goal, to have no regrets. As a team, I would love to make the conference tournament and win it. That would be our goal for the team. That's our steps where we want to take, and I feel like that's totally possible this year. We have a great group of guys, and I'm very excited and very confident to compete and make it there.
What about you, Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, for me, very similar. For individual, I never want to look back in a game or watch a game after and say, oh, I could have made that run. Wow, I was out of place here. Oh, I could have got back on defense this time, and I decided to maybe walk. I want to leave every game knowing that I left everything on the field and that there's no regrets. And as a team, same thing. I mean, I think the ultimate goal is to win the conference and go to the national playoffs and make a run. And I think we have the group of guys that can do it, especially with the new guys we brought in. They've been really integral to our success, and I hope that this past week and this past trip will carry over into this week and next week, and we can really make a run for it.
Yeah, and I think when everyone has that mindset of having no regrets and leaving everything on the field, then collectively we start winning some games and playing together and scoring some goals. So I think you have to think about the small things, which then add up to all the big things.
And Coach, you had mentioned that there was a ranking somewhere. I hadn't seen it.
There's a United Soccer coach. It's extremely early, but we have not been on that. We haven't started out as quick in the last few years, and so we were ranked number 8 in the West, which it's nice to see your name up
Of
there.
course,
Yeah,
it always
we want to
is.
keep it there.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but before we go, Hawaii Pacific University Athletics is sponsored by Pearl at Kala'o. Pearl at Kala'o, nestled within the Kala'o Ahu Pua'a, honoring the mo'olelo and stories, places of the Aina, while blending tradition with modern luxury, with enhanced facilities and premium Palace Palm greens. We're proud to offer a revitalized golf experience for our community. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Sharks Weekly on the Hawaii Sports Radio Networks, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
All right, we're back on Sharks Weekly with HPU men's soccer, joined by head coach Chris Fisher, forward Kelly Takara, and outside back Jackson Palladino. So Kelly, let's start off with you. Local boy, right?
Yep.
Aiea.
Yes, born and raised.
Yeah. How coach had said that he brought in a bunch of local kids. So
Yes.
how has that been, kind of like being here for so long, 3 years, right?
Yep.
And helping them transition into the program as well.
Well, so most of the kids that we brought in are great human beings, number one. And I've known them for years before, so it wasn't too hard getting them involved and getting bought into our culture and our program. I would like to say I had a hand in recruiting them just a tiny little bit. But I mean, one of the boys is also went to Aiea High School with me that I played high school soccer with, Sai Sandoval. So me and him have a good connection, and I was talking to him and giving him my best advice about trying to play in college soccer and just kind of what path he should take. He ended up choosing HPU. I don't know if it's for me. I like to think it's for me. But I think he made a good choice, and I'm happy to have them here, and I'm glad to be a good role model for them.
And Kelly, we actually got a text question to kind of continue with your local experience. One, it starts out, it says, for me to ask Kelly to finish the sentence, A town, and then it's blank.
Never down.
All right,
Yeah, there
that's
you
what
go.
I thought it'd be. And then can you just kind of talk about that local high school experience and then getting the opportunity to play collegiate locally, since UH doesn't have a men's soccer team.
Right.
This is kind of the premier program, or has an
Right.
opportunity to be the premier program.
No, I mean, it's amazing. A lot of people, local people from the islands, always kind of want to go away. To be fair, I wanted to go away also, right? Because this is all you know. You want to experience something else, but the opportunities I've had, and I stayed at HPU, and I'm very happy to play at YPO Soccer Stadium in front of all my family and friends who come watch all my games, and then a lot of the young club teams come and watch us too. And when they see there's someone just like them that's playing at this level, that I feel like I try and inspire them, or try to at least, and hopefully that they want to continue and play in college and strive to be the best soccer player they can be. So I mean, I think it's a good role of trying to be in a community of the soccer on this island and try and grow it as much as possible.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we don't understand as players and coaches how much of an impact we make on the community, even though we might not be seen often, right? But it sounds like you're doing amazing work and you're really stepping into that leadership role for these kids and your community, and I love it.
I definitely try my best. Yeah.
If I can throw in a plug, we got our home opener this Saturday night at YPO, 7 p.m. And our local club, FC Hawai'i, will be there providing ball boys and their whole club. You can make it FC Hawai'i night. So
I love
Saturday.
it. And I think SAC is they're doing a cookout Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, they're going
I'm sorry.
women's game instead.
Anyway, Jackson, let's talk a little bit about you coming from Massachusetts. Cape Cod, Plymouth. We had a little bit of a debate here earlier, so let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, born and raised Plymouth, Massachusetts. Very different from here.
Mm-hmm.
Two different cultures. I mean, beautiful summers, very warm, and winters are dreadful. It's rainy, cold, snowy. Gets dark out around 3 o'clock in the winter, and it can lead to some seasonal depression at times. And I think the idea of coming to Hawaii is something that doesn't come across many people's minds, at least where I live. I don't know anyone else that's done it. So when the opportunity came, I was like, it's a no-brainer. I have to. And it's been great. I mean, love my hometown, love being there. Enjoy when I go home for Christmas, when I go home for the summers, see family, see friends. Obviously miss them with the time difference is tough as well.
Yeah.
But luckily my dad wakes up very early, so when I'm going to sleep, we talk. But yeah, it's been a great experience and something I don't regret.
Any waves in Plymouth?
No waves in Plymouth. No waves. Cape Cod, if you go down the Cape, there are some waves, but nothing like here. I mean, I think one of my first weeks, one of my teammates took me to Sandy's, and it took some courage to get in the water. Now I'm getting better at it. I went there on Sunday, did a little body surfing, but
I thought we had a rule, Jackson.
I hope you're taking some people with you.
I thought it was a no sandies during the season rule.
Oh.
He's gonna end up on Sandy Surf
no.
Beach Report pretty soon.
I didn't know about that rule, but yeah, no, it's been a lot
I
of
think
fun.
that rule's there for a reason too, right, Coach?
It can be a little
Yeah, well,
dangerous,
it's good to know now.
especially for the newbies.
So I guess you won't be surfing this weekend with the high surf advisory that's
No,
coming in.
I will not. If I surf, I stay in Waikiki. I don't really venture out too much.
Our trainer, who's an avid surfer, Haley Rockwood, will definitely be out there. So if you see a lady with blonde hair out with a Toyota Tacoma, that's probably our trainer. So go on and say hi if you see her.
Oh my gosh.
Her Tacoma got stolen. She's now got
It's a frontier. Anyway, Kelly, let's go back to a little bit about high school and your ability to score during high school season and how you've kind of transitioned it into college. And let's talk a little bit about your first goal as a Shark.
Yeah, playing in high school was a little bit different experience. At a high school, it's not necessarily a soccer school, although I did have a good group of guys that who helped us make it pretty farther than probably we have in a very long time. So it's definitely a lot harder than if you went to like Mililani or Punahou or Iolani. But I felt like I had a good high school experience with soccer. I wouldn't change anything. And then moving on into college, it was a little bit different, right? Because in high school, you're scoring 2 to 3 goals a game. Going into college, it's not as easy. Everyone's a little bit more organized structurally, and the team, there's a lot of good players with you. So it doesn't come as easy. So I definitely had to work a lot harder. But I ended up my freshman year against Chaminade. I scored my first goal, and it was a very surreal moment. I got a score, and I had my mom watching at Chaminade. It was very cool. It was very fun. Scored against a couple of my buddies I played with that are at Chaminade, right? I grew up playing with, so it's definitely fun to score on them, but also get my first goal.
Yeah. And Chaminade, right? You guys always have super intense games against them. So I could only imagine how hyped you were, how hyped your mom was.
Yeah.
So, and then let's talk a little bit about majors. Jackson, you're a business marketing major, right?
Yep.
How has that transition been coming from Merrimack to HPU?
I mean, it's been good. I mean, it's definitely easier having 2 years of college under your belt and knowing what to expect with school, because it is tough. I think coming as a freshman, it's very different. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great experience so far. I've really enjoyed all my professors. So far, I've only taken 1 marketing course so far. I still have a couple more to take. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, hopefully in the future, I can really push forward with them. Still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. But so far, marketing has been a great experience here.
Well, if you want to help HPU athletics, you are more than help us in our marketing department.
That sounds good.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
What about you, Kelly? How is school going for you, and how is the course load going so far?
I mean, it's going very well. I'm happy with where I'm at and the classes I'm taking. Of course, I would much rather just be playing soccer, but you do have to plan for after soccer, right? When you get older. So I'm happy with where I'm at. The courses are doing well, and I'm looking forward to taking more classes and eventually graduating.
What are you looking to do after you graduate?
Right now I'm taking like a business management class. So I would love to step in a role where I kind of, like I am at this team, kind of being in a leadership role, and just kind of helping grow a organization or something like that. I also had the thought of, when I was younger, being a firefighter. It's cool that they all get to hang out and work together, and you know what I mean? It's like a big sleepover almost.
Yeah, I could see you doing
right?
that too.
And then I told my mom one time, I was like, imagine I'm jacked and I save lives. You know what I mean? I'd end up on a calendar somewhere. You know what I mean? So that thought was really cool. But now when I'm getting a little older, firefighter's still in mind, but just trying to see where my life takes me, and one step at a time.
Okay. Both of these guys could be good coaches one day. And Kelly, I coach Olympic development program, and Kelly is actually my assistant coach at that. So he does really well.
I help him out.
How's that?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Talking, just again being a part of the kids' lives and giving them a positive influence and trying to help them grow as soccer players. I see Coach Fisher a lot more, right? Because when we're playing, and then when I'm coaching with him. So I'll occasionally go and grab lunch with him, and we'll just talk. But it's been good. I mean, I love it.
And I think the biggest part that I like about your coaching is you don't belittle your athletes, and you don't yell at them. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of coaches nowadays, they're all on their athletes, and it's even like seeing Kelly and the way that he talks about coaching, you can tell that you've done an amazing job with your coaching.
I think I used to be a lot different 16 years ago, where I was transitioning from a player into a coach. So I think I've grown a lot since then.
Speaking of player, let's start a little bit about your playing experience and how that has transitioned you into being a coach at HPU.
Okay, so I was fortunate enough to grow up in the town Pleasanton, California, which back in the 70s, way back when, it was, it was a soccer hotbed. So I was lucky enough for that. And so, going into high school in the 80s, it was a big deal. So that's how I found my love for the game. Went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, continued to play, and then when I graduated Cal Poly, I wanted to keep playing, and so all my buddies went into business and made a lot of money, and I played soccer. It didn't make much, but it did bring me to Hawaii, where I played on the Hawaii Tsunami back in the late 90s, and then I'm here ever since. I fell in love with Hawaii then. Went back and kept playing, but then had the opportunity to come back to Hawaii.
What's that saying? If you love what you do, you're not. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was. You question yourself when you're sleeping on couches and things like that. But
I get it.
It paid off, I guess.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but before we go, Hawaii Pacific University is sponsored by BSN Sports. At BSN Sports, we create exclusive, personalized solutions for your program, from custom equipment, uniforms, and coaches' apparel to fanwear, branding, and more. We do it all. We'll be right back after the break.
You're listening to Sharks Weekly on the Hawaii Sports Radio Networks, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Wrapping things up on Sharks Weekly with HPU men's soccer, still joined by head coach Chris Fisher, Kelly Takara, and Jackson Palladino. Paul, did we get any texting questions by any chance? I think we should start the last segment off with some of these.
We did, and it actually kind of follows along with where we're going, which is looking ahead in this season. Like you mentioned before, starting the year out with a win and a draw. A nice start for our Sharks. And friend of Sharky texts in asking, Coach, with Chaminade and Cal Poly Humboldt playing today, which team are you watching more? Were the 4 goals that Menlo scored on CPH enough for you to find the advantage you might be looking for, or are you kind of watching both closely? I guess if I can simple it down, maybe, how does scouting go for you?
Scouting's good. We have been watching Humboldt since they'll be our next opponent Saturday night. So I did watch that Menlo game. I did see how Menlo scored on Humboldt, and hopefully we can replicate that. But then Tuesday we're going to be hosting Chaminade, so I will be watching both.
Like you said, hosting Chaminade next Tuesday. What's that matchup always? Not to look ahead, of course, because obviously you got to take care of business on Saturday. But what are those matchups with Chaminade typically like? Whether it's the emotions going in playing a local rival, or just even a conference rival in general. What kind of are the emotions when you go into games like that?
It's exciting because everybody's very familiar with each other. All the boys know each other. A lot of them, especially the local guys, have played against each other a lot. And you always want to have the bragging rights when you see each other around town that you're the one that has the upper hand on them. So we don't ever want to lose the Chaminade.
I feel like it's always very physical as well. You guys' game last year, right? Didn't Dennis get hurt during was it the game that Dennis got hurt?
Yeah, so the first time we played Chaminade, Dennis unfortunately got kind of like a little blow to the head, and he fell unconscious, which is a little scary. But yeah, those games are always very physical and fast. And if you take a bad touch, or you know someone's flying in, and they're gonna not intentionally hurt you, but they're gonna let you know that they're there. And the same thing for us. We always go into that games, and we always want to get the ball and win. But at the same time, you want to let them know who's pretty much boss. You know what I mean? Like who's the top dog. So all that stuff comes into factor. And we play them twice a year. So 2 different opportunities that we can show them who's the better player, who's the better team. You know.
Jackson, have you heard any about these rivalries quite yet? What have you heard from the guys about the local rivalries, especially?
Yeah, I mean, I was here in the spring, and in the spring, sometimes it's a little more relaxed. It doesn't mean as much. But even going to that game against Sham in the spring, everyone was pretty motivated to go out and win. And that was something I haven't seen in spring games. I mean, we played a couple men's league. Went to Sham, it was like, hey, we all got to lock in for this game. We're not losing this one. And for me, I wanted to do my best for the local guys as well, because I can imagine if it was me in my hometown, I was playing all my buddies from around me, I'm not taking it lightly, even though it's a spring game. So, and I'm assuming that coming to the fall, it's even more intense. So I'm excited to play in that game.
And this is a question for both of you guys. Going with the momentum that you guys just came back from your road trip, What does your guys' locker rooms look like right now? Like the energy in there, how you guys get your, you know what I mean, your momentum and pump up. You talked about Cooper blasting Michael Jackson in the van. So what does your guys' locker room look like?
I would say that it's very energetic, but it's also focused. We don't want to either get too high or too low on our emotions. We want to find that balance of, yes, we're on top of things. Yes, we're motivated. Yes, go, go, go. But still, we got to focus on that game ahead, you know? It's not what we did in the past. It's what we have to do the next day and the next day and the next day. So I would say it's very positive. It's very uplifting, but it's very focused also.
Yeah. And what about for you, Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of confidence going into these next couple games. We feel that everything's clicking for us at the moment, and that we're prepared. I mean, the coach has prepared us a lot. So going to the games, I think we're confident, focused, and motivated. Because, I mean, we have the chance to do something special this year. And I think we all have that in mind, that, you know, we can't take this for granted and we can't just go through the motions. So, like you said, I mean, it's exciting. We get hyped as a team before games, but once we hit that field for warm-ups, right when it starts, that's when we all really lock in and we focus on what's ahead. We start. Like sometimes Dennis and our captains will say, start pitching what you're going to do. Start looking forward. Like, what are you going to do in these games? And that's something that we really try to do once we get into the warm-ups.
And Coach, do you feel like your team is a little bit more older, younger? I feel like it's a pretty good mix of both going into this year.
I believe we have strong leadership that have been here for a little while and mature. And then the guy freshman coming in, as Kelly was speaking, that they're coming along very well so far. Well, I think family is a word we keep using, and I think we have. It's enjoyable to show up every day and get to work.
It's a great feeling as a coach, right? Mm-hmm. And going into Pac West play is always tough. Do you feel like this is one of the tougher leagues in the states, or how do you feel like it is measured upon?
I think the Pac West is getting stronger every year. The CCAA, the California schools, are always strong. The GNAC, which Simon Fraser or St. Martin's are from, that we had good results. I'd say we're all pretty competitive.
Yeah.
And so for us to do well this past weekend and continue against Cal Poly Humboldt, it helps our conference to do well in these games. Because then when it comes to the end of the season, then hopefully a Pac West team can get an at-large to the NCAAs.
And then I guess, what are you guys looking for to be at the top of the conference this season? We were kind of ranked low this year, right? So nothing. What is that saying?
That's
underdog.
Motivating.
Oh,
I mean,
underdog.
I would say we earned our, based on the last 2 years, we earned what the coaches chose us to be at. At the same time, it's very motivating for us because we know that we're better than that.
Yeah.
Coach, before we get out of here today, got a couple of minutes left before we go. Just wanted to ask you if there is anybody listening in who might be interested in getting involved with the HPU program or wants to try and send their film out or recruiting. How can they do that? How can anybody reach out to this program if they want to try and get involved?
Yeah, my email, it usually comes to mine and Coach Joshua's email. We get a lot of emails from prospects, more and more every year. That cfisher@hpu.edu is my email. So that's the best way to get a hold of me as well.
Gotcha. And then we did have another text question in for the guys, actually. And this one's kind of fun, I thought, where it's somebody asking, what's the advice you'd give to somebody who's just starting to play this game of soccer? How would you go about that? What would be the first thing or the most important thing you'd tell them?
I would say to keep it as simple as possible, whether that's you're starting off dribbling through cones or passing against a wall. Those simple things, I feel like, is the foundation of being a good soccer player. And those things cannot be overlooked and forgotten, even if you feel like you've mastered it. Those are things that I feel that you should continue to work on and continue to hone your skills, because those simple things build into the little details and greater things once you advance in the game.
And Jackson?
Yeah, for me, I'd say have fun, enjoy it. I mean, Doesn't matter how good you are at the time. You got to find love for the game before you really try to move forward in it. So finding that passion, find that love is, for me, the first step. I mean, when you look back and we're 5 years old and we're playing on wool pug nets, 5, 6, 7, 8, those are some of the best times for soccer. And no stress, just you and the ball, and that's really where you find your passion for the game. And I'd say that's the first step, is find love for it.
And we look forward to seeing that love on the field this year. That's a wrap on this week's Shark Weekly. Huge thanks to head coach Chris Fisher, along with the players Kelly Takara and Jackson Palladino, for joining us today. You've been listening to Sharks Weekly, broadcasting live from HPU in Manoa, powered by DSE Hawaii, right here on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.